Extract from FIGU Special Bulletin Number 38, August 2007. http://www.figu.org/ch/disknode/get/3227/figu_sonder_bulletin_38.pdf. Please scroll down to read this letter in the Arabic language, with many thanks to the author for providing it for us. Who is the person, named the Mahdi/Mehdi mentioned in Islam? www.figu.org/ch/book/export/html/1733. The term Mahdi is a title meaning the guided/directed one, but is also a common name in the Arabic world. This title has been used in many of Prophet Muhammad's sayings, hadith, referring to a messianic figure within Islam who will bring peace, justice, and honesty, etc. Like many ideas and theories in Islam, there are usually differences or at least slight differences that exist between the various sects. However, the majority of Muslims, the Sunni, agree on the level that there is a person who will be appearing on earth before the end of days to bring a positive change. Although in the sayings of the Prophet, these changes are mostly related to positive changes in the Islam's points of view. On the other hand, the Shia have a different view. If we take the highest percentage of Shia, which are known as Imamites or the Twelvers, they claim that this person was Muhammad al-Mahdi, also known as Muhammad ibn Hassan ibn Ali, born in 868, and was the 12th Imam. But the focus of this article will be on the Sunnis' view of this person. Since we have been given information from our Plejaren friends that Islam was falsified even before the death of the Prophet Muhammad *, a lot of the Prophet's sayings, hadith, are rather unreliable. Even if scientifically viewed, there are not many ways to truly authenticate any of the hadith, but if they are read taking into consideration the information given to us by Billy, it seems that a few hadith may have retained their original form, and therefore correspond to information given to us by the Plejarens or Billy. Despite modern popularity, the Mahdi/Mehdi is not mentioned in the Quran. Therefore, in most articles and books where this person is mentioned or dealt with, only the hadith are mentioned as a reference, which is also the case with this article. Here are a few examples. Ahmad ibn Hanbal is quoted as saying, "The Prophet Muhammad said, Allah will bring out from concealment al-Mahdi from my lineage, and just before the day of judgment, even if only one day were to remain in the life of the world, and he will spread on this earth justice and equity and will eradicate tyranny and oppression." Tirmidhi, Hadrat Ali is quoted as saying, "The Prophet Muhammad said, even if only a day remains for Qiyamah, means, the end of days, to come, yet Allah will surely send a man from my lineage who will fill this world with such justice and fairness, just as it initially was filled with oppression." Abu Dawood, Tirmidhi, Hadrat Abdullah bin Masud is quoted as saying, "The Prophet Muhammad said, this world will not come to an end until one man, referring to Mahdi, from my progeny does not rule over the Arabs, and his name will be the same as my name." Although some people have claimed that there are clear signs of his coming mentioned in various other hadith, a closer examination of the prophecies/predictions shows that they are not really accurate, since a lot of the dates do not exactly correspond to the occurrences of the events, or the prophecies/predictions were so general that it could have been an easy guess that something like that would happen in the future. Therefore, it is not worthwhile including them in this article. Among the Islamic scholars there is much debate as to whether this person does exist or will actually ever exist, since the hadith might not be authentic, and might not correspond to the inspired divine words of the Prophet Muhammad. As with Christianity and the resurrection of Jesus, Islam sees the Mahdi/Mehdi in a similar way, not as the resurrection of the Prophet Muhammad, but as a messianic figure that will bring the people back to the light of Islam, and so on and so forth. There have been a few people in the past who have claimed to be the Mahdi/Mehdi, as is the case with Christians where a lot of people claim to be Jesus. And now a short reminder of the early travels of Billy. In 1967, Billy and his now ex-wife, Calliope, continued their travels towards the Far East, namely to Karachi, West Pakistan. During their stay they were both taught about Islam. Billy's reason to study Islam was because of his task to get to know the world religions and to learn them thoroughly. When somebody converts to Islam, he/she is usually given an Arabic name, if he/she doesn't already have one, and so Billy was given the Muslim name Mohammed Abdullah and Calliope, his ex-wife, the name Aisha Abdullah. As we have seen in the original teachings of J. Manuel in the TJ, the Prophet of the New Time is mentioned. Did the Prophet Muhammad also mention this, the Prophet of the New Time, in his teachings? Like Christianity, after many years of falsifications, it is hard to know for sure if the Prophet Muhammad did speak of the Prophet of the New Time or if it was falsified, because mentioning the Prophet of the New Time would create a paradox to the well-known Islamic teaching where the Prophet Muhammad is considered to be the final prophet. Nevertheless, the name of the Prophet of Islam is known as Mohammed Abdullah, and therefore the Mahdi/Mehdi, as stated in one of the above hadith, would have the same name, i.e. Mohammed Abdullah. Can it really be so? What are the chances that Billy was given the combination of those two names out of thousands of Arabic names? On one hand, we can imagine that the reason is that such a thing could have been set in motion a long time ago, and is a result of a direction taken in the distant past whereby the Prophet of the New Time would carry this name as well, because in most cases this person would not have survived in Islam's writings for so long if the name was not an Arabic one. On the other hand, one can also claim that it was all a lie and that Billy gave himself this name knowing what it might cause. As the person that gave him this name has not been interviewed and nobody has claimed to have given him this name, it cannot be verified for sure. As proof of the genuineness of Billy's statements, see the photocopy of the corresponding certificate of June 26, 1967/Karachi, West Pakistan, which is included in the German version of this article. What can be done, is to try to analyze Billy's position and what could have prompted him to fabricate such a lie. Billy has never intentionally lied about anything. He might have told incorrect things in the past, but that was a result of being misinformed and was therefore not an intentional lie, but after all these years no one has proved nor has it been documented anywhere that he had deliberately lied to deceive or cheat someone. And a very important point is that he has never claimed to be a prophet, but people around Billy have recognized him as a wise teacher, dedicating his whole life to teaching us human beings, and never asking for anything in return. He has never shown any signs of wanting to promote himself over anyone, and from my personal experience he is one of the humblest and kindest persons I have ever met. Please note that the views expressed in this article are neither of Billy nor that of FIGU. I take full responsibility for all the information written down in this article, and hope that it might give more light towards the case from a different perspective. And as a final note, since this is my first article, I would like to thank the Creation and the Plejarens for helping our development through Billy, and thank you Billy for not giving up on us. Since I was very young when I first heard about the Mahdi/Mehdi, I could only dream about the day when I could meet this person and hear what he has to say, because I knew already then that there was something wrong which needed some clarifications. About 2 years after finding out about Billy, I found out while reading the book Einführung in die Meditation that he had been given the name Mohammed Abdullah. My eyes filled with tears when I realized that I had actually found him in this lifetime. And since then, I have learned a lot from this wise person, and I hope I will be able to reflect the wisdom I have learned from him to the people that seek it, in the hope that one day his wisdom will bring true peace and freedom to the whole earth and the rest of the universe. Salome, H. al-Bakr, Iraq * birth, February 19, 571, 10:58 a.m. Death, June 8, 632 in Medina. P.S. The author speaks German, English and Arabic. The original 1967 certificate naming Eduard Albert Meier Mohammed Abdullah. The Turkish translation is at the bottom of that certificate. 868. // 1967, 26//1967, FIGU. Einführung in die Meditation. 1058119/:*/6328/:. Suggested reading: Mohammed's teachings were also falsified. www.gayaguys.net/Meier.Mohammed.05.htm The Talmud J-Manual so-called Gospel of Judas irrelevant in light of the Talmud J-Manual. Also from this FIGU Special Bulletin number 38, Billy describes the neurophysiological basis for, and psychological elements of, fine matter perception by the sixth and seventh senses. Back to www.gayaguys.net/Meier.htm back to www.gayaguys.net/NaCodeMayan.htm back to homepage.